Ready. Welcome to the next game, playing the Vice Zerg CiprianM, and we'll continue our guessing game. I know it's been a long time, I am back, and if I remember well, we agreed that I shouldn't, or at least I cannot wait until the first building. I have to make my guess basically on the first movement by the workers. So okay, it's a Protoss. So playing the green Protoss safT. As you would like, you know, if you're a German, then it's safT, you know. Ich muss Orangen trinken, saften. Was habe ich gesagt? Sorry, just the language of the microphone was set to German, and then I had to quickly switch back to English. So yeah, jetzt können wir fortsetzen. Sorry, stupid. So I have to really change this microphone. We can continue now. And we have a PVZ to start the series with, and yeah, safT is playing Protoss, Ciprian is playing Zerg this time. And actually, for a moment it looked like that safT will be going for a mid build. And he actually scouted right away in the middle spot. So of course, as a Protoss, you are advised to basically scout first the middle bases, as opposed to corner bases, because then you can enter and exit the bases much faster. And basically, what safT might try is a cannon rush. This also might look like as a mid build from the perspective of Ciprian, who might think that safT is going for a mid build owing to because of the fast scout and the probe scouting. But in the background he went for an extra nexus, so he's going for a macro game, which is quite alright for him. I mean, this is looking good for safT, as Ciprian might think that this will be a mid build, and then he's spending economy on the 6 slings. The cannons the sunkens are alright, you have to do that anyway. You cannot get away with that, so you have to do that. But the 6 slings is not always. I mean, the 6 slings is kind of optional. A lot of people are asking when do you have to make 6 slings besides the choke. It's like, you know, it depends on you. My answer will be that if you see a Protoss scouting you very fast, then it's advisable to make these 6 slings. But if you are scouted by a Terran or a SCV, well, of course, in that case you don't really have to do that, because Terrans are not really rushing, so it's less likely to get rushed by a Terran, you know, as opposed to a Protoss. If you are scouted by a probe late, like very late, then by the time you already have sunken, so it doesn't matter that much. But yeah, in case of a very fast probe scout, I think it's advisable to take 6 slings, because then most probably you are facing proxy rush. Anyway, safT is going for quick Templar drops, most probably, and Ciprian has a feeling about that, so he's kind of suspecting something cheesy going on. So he's also sending this Overlord to scout. He's trying to get some more intel, and now he's commencing the attack, but it's not really going to work out because the Zealots are blocking the way, and of course the free cannons in the background are also doing a nice job of holding the units back. So Ciprian was suspecting something going on, and then he tried quickly massing on Zerglings as a surprise, and he wanted to basically do a quick surprise attack, but safT had enough defense, and the block was also nice with the Templar, with the Zealots. So right now the Templar Archives is being prepared, which means that, yeah, he's planning on with a quick drop The best answer to that, of course, is fast Hydra. Basically, the first, like as a Zerg player, what you can do in such cases is basically what Cyprian tried in the first place. You can try making like, I would say about 25-30 Zerglings, and then just go for the attack. But if it's not really working out, then your chances are becoming a bit lower of surviving or winning the game. But the second thing you can do is very fast Hydras, and then you can use them as an active drop defense. You have to focus on catching the shuttles, and then you can survive the first drops. If you survive the very first drop, then you have a chance, basically. So that's how you can improve your chances of staying in the game. But if you lose the workers to the very first drop, then it almost becomes impossible. Unless the other player screws it up, like they go for a break, they drink some coffee and whatever, then then you still have chances. But any other way, yeah, it's very hard. Basically, what safT is doing here is skipping gateways and going for mass drops. He will be adding basically stargates and robotics facilities, and then we'll try dropping mass units inside the base. Not necessarily around the main, but like a bit far away. Like you can drop 10 or 8 or 10 reavers in the middle, and then it becomes a bit hard to kill them because your economy is quite low, and you have your Hydras somewhere else on the map, usually around the main. So more and more stargates are prepared. safT can also try just going for scouts, basically. So let's see the first drop. He's actually having 2 shuttles. One of them is probably empty and it's a fake one, but that's already scouted there, and it's the other way around. This was the fake shuttle and the real shuttle is coming right here from the bottom. The Hydras were up there, Templars are unrolled, this storm is off, and basically this storm killed all drones except for one, which is what safT really wanted to do or wanted to achieve. And as I said, the first drop is crucial, and the first drop worked out, so this means that chances for CiprianM winning the game is becoming lower because after this it becomes quite hard to basically focus on getting more drop defense because you are spending your economy on drones, and then it becomes quite difficult, getting back all the Hydras, all the drones. Getting more Hydras to defend with, and the newer drop is prepared. So basically, this way the game is becoming harder and harder and harder. Slowly and step by step it becomes harder because basically the Protoss player has more chance to develop. They can add more shuttles, they can add more Templars, so the drops are becoming larger and larger while the Zerg player has to keep up. So let's see the next drop. This time the shuttle was not really covered. But anyway, another drop is coming from this side. That one was probably a fake one again, and this time the drones were pulled more effectively. So he managed to save most of his drones. So yeah, basically safT was using a fake shuttle from the right, and on the left one he was using the real one. And this time, so after some time, this might work out for on a few occasions, but after some time you have to basically just use one direction or one way, one route. I keep telling all the alternatives for the same word. It's like Anyway, you just have to come from one way, and because you don't have the capacity to focus on, you know, just making so many shuttles, making so many Corsairs so that you can split them, but he's continuing doing that right now. So there is one set of units coming from the right, and this time he's switching it up, so most probably this left shuttle is empty, and then these ones are real. But he's not really doing that, so never mind. The other shuttles are also loaded, I guess. So this drop is working out. He managed to kill, yeah, this time he managed to kill most of the drones again, and Ciprian already has enough minerals, so he can continue getting back the workers. But of course it's still very hard, and probably these shuttles are loaded, but they are scheduled for a later drop. I have a feeling about that. So yeah, let's see this time. Yeah, he's just coming from the bottom, and the Hydras are a bit off, and they are not really at the right location, which means that the Templar was okay. All right, that's, I think, probably some other shuttles are still containing Templars, but anyway, it doesn't matter because Ciprian has a chance to dismiss basically all of the shuttles. But for a moment it looked like that he only unloaded one Templar. He wanted to make Ciprian believe that the Templar died, but most probably he still had another Templar hidden. So newer drops are prepared. He continues to grow in the background. He has one defense upgrade on the air units, and Templars are unloaded, storms are cast, and this time the dodge was better executed by Ciprian, who was basically sending most of his drones to another base, and so usually what's going on here is that while the Protoss keeps dropping the other player in the background, they are growing, and they continue to get more units, and basically create an army that can later kill the Zerg. But actually here what safT is trying to achieve is basically winning by just drops. He's not really making scouts. He's not using the. So this time the drops were more successful. He only managed to save two drones, and his economy is now badly hurt. He doesn't really have now the money to get back workers easily, and in the background safT added robotics only. So he's not trying to finish the game with let's say scouts and then killing the main, but rather just massing on reavers and then doing a final drop, so to say. So newer drop is incoming, and this time reavers are already used. They are also fine, a bit harder to manage than Templars, but they can also work out, especially if the Hydras are, you know, low in numbers. And in the background safT is just growing, and he's adding more and more robotics. He wants to decide this game with reavers only, so he wants to. This is well, he built one carrier, so one way of finishing it is mass carriers and then snipe the main. The other one is just simply, you know, making Templars, Zealots, and Goons, and then finishing the game like that, you know, breaking the choke. So one of the Stargates is on. It has a rally point, so this is a bit strange. I mean, this it's like Ciprian might think that safT is trolling or, you know, having fun, but actually this is also funny because this might make him to believe that safT is going for carriers, you know, like he might have the impression that actually he's going for carriers, but it's not the case. So let's see the mass drop. This time the reavers are unloaded in the bottom because drones are also sent. So anyway, they didn't want to catch the drones, but right now these rivers combined with the Templar are basically doing a nice job, and it's really making the life of Cyprian very hard, as he had to basically send all his drones. He's basically not mining anything right now, so the very first drop basically what made safT win the game, you know, like it's not over yet, but the very first drop was successful, and then after that it's just question of time. That's a nice way of getting supply. So just killing all your workers basically, and then you can quickly spend anything on units, and you can, in the background, you can start also getting back probes, but just slowly. You know, you don't have to hurry that much. You can just reach 200 supplies by buying melee units or whatever, like not workers. So safT keeps continue doing this. He keeps dropping, and then he did well. That okay. This time the drop actually didn't work out, and what you can also do as a Zerg, you know, in some cases, is that you don't actually, like, one trick you can do as a Zerg is that you basically start moving some of your drones, like not all of them, maybe like six or seven, you know, and then Protoss will usually try to storm those workers, and you don't move you know, the remaining of the drones. You can just simply leave the drones on the mineral, because the drops are usually, you know, targeting those drones that are moving, and then if you start moving your drones, then Protoss might think that, alright, he's moving his drones, so I will just simply you know, cast storm around the main, and actually in the background you leave all your drones on the mineral patch, because he might not target that, you know. So that's a trick you can do as a Zerg player. I know it's a bit risky, because if he's paying attention, then, you know, he will see that the drones are not moving, but many times Protoss will just, you know, cast a storm on the surrounding around the main. So probably right now the largest drop is incoming. This will just unload the rivers right here, as I mentioned earlier, and then after this this is impossible to beat, because you are low on economy, and then you don't have anything to stop the mass rivers. So basically the first drop really finished the game, and that's where safT basically gained the advantage, and then after that it was, yeah, easier to gather up on units and then getting one for a full scale drop. Alright, that's it, GG.